these fellas don't care to work. I mean, there ain't a whole lot to this. But you get you a net and start dragging. One time they caught 153. We're not talking about brim neither. Read the story. When it's John 21, that's a pretty good load. I'm talking about work, man. Over and over again at the store, they'll buy a shovel. Preacher, won't you go with us? We'll let you use this. I said, I don't want to work. I'm just being honest. They'll buy a chainsaw, one of them old big ones. Preacher, won't you go with us? I don't want to work. And really, I don't. I mean, I'm not lying to them. And to be honest with you, most of you fellas my age don't want to handle one of them big old chainsaws neither. And you sure don't want a round-pointed shovel and dig a while. I mean, I'm just being honest, But I'm going to tell you something, friend. A lot of people have the philosophy that, the preacher, he's got a suit and a tie and a good car, and church buys his gas, and, hey, friend, this thing, it's not what a lot of people think. And for you, it's not what a lot of people think. If you're really trying to win people to God, you're battling, you're laboring, you're working, you're struggling, you're hanging with it. You want to give up. But you got to go again. Amen. They toiled all night, caught nothing. But boy, when the Lord got in the program, are you with me? I'm serious today. I'm burdened today. I'd like to see the Lord get in our program. I'd like to see the Lord, and I'm not saying he hadn't. I believe we've got folk, I believe with all my heart, that we've got folk that love souls and love sinners, and your desires to reach people. I believe that. But I'm telling you, boy, wouldn't it be great if God really began to work in our hearts and lives in a great way. They're successful. Hey, these fellows are successful. True soul winners are successful. But I'm trying to get done, and I will shortly. There's a lot involved. In one instance here in this setting, I believe it was James and John, where they were mending their nets. It ain't all glory. Sometimes you get a hole in your net. A lot of times you're trying to catch, but there's a hole in your net. Testimony's bad. I said sometimes there's a hole in the net. Your testimony's bad. Sometimes there's holes that have to be mended in your life. You're not in fellowship. You're not where you need to be. And your loved one is going to hell, and you're as cold as an iceberg. Need to mend your net. A lot of times it's just a matter of casting that net. Going forth, trying to tell them, trying to plead with them. Sometimes giving out a gospel tract. Sometimes knocking on a door. But sometimes it's just the involvement of casting that net. And there's joy in that. Some of the greatest joys I've ever had has been trying to tell others about Christ. But boy, I'm going to tell you where the real blessing's at. When you get them here. And then the preacher preaches. And you get to go to the altar with them. And you get to pray with them. And they say, oh, I'm so glad to be saved today. Now that's what we're after. That's what we're after. Now can I say something? And please, don't let me be misunderstood. We've got a lot of folk this morning. We've got a good number of folk here. A lot of you folk have come from various churches in our area. I want to tell you, I'm glad you're here. I'm not going to run you off. I'm not going to badmouth you. I'm glad you're here. And to be honest with you, and I want to say it as humbly as I can, I believe you can get something by being here. I believe you can get something by being here. I'm going to tell you, there's a world out yonder that don't know a thing in the world about what we've got in our soul. The peace, the joy. And those are the ones we need to be catching. I think we have a responsibility, real quickly, I think we have a responsibility if a brother be or taken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering yourself, lest thou also be tempted. I think there's a ministry of restoration, but the greatest ministry and the heartthrob of Calvary is folk that don't know the Lord. We need to reach them. But let me say something. I'm being honest. I'm being honest today. I've been a little restless in my spirit. So to try to calm that, saith, I'll get me some sermons and commentaries. And I've been doing a lot of reading this week. Well, a lot for me, not a lot for a lot of people. And I got to thinking about this. I got to reading this. I'll make you fishers of men. And it really occurred to me that at one time I had a burden. I was really trying, Seth, to reach somebody. But in recent weeks and probably months, I've been majoring on trying to preach, working, my health, and different things that I've been majoring on. But friend, more important than anything else that I know of is the salvation of the soul. For if a man gain the whole world and lose his own soul, if a man gain the whole world and lose his own soul, would you follow the Lord? Would you allow? Hey, I'm not talking about talents you've already got. I'm not talking about abilities you've already. I'm talking about allowing the Lord to make you something that you're not. Because it's important. I'm done. Let's bow our heads. Now I want you to respond. There's some young people in here that you can go either direction today. Could I say to you, a lot of you say, but preacher, I've got a good job. A lot of you could say, but preacher, I'm very busy in what I'm doing right now. Could I say these fellows was very busy that we read about today? I mean, man, they had a good thing going. They were in the fishing business.